Tell me what.
Teldryn Sero, blade for hire. If you have the coin, I'm at your service. The best swordsman in all Morrowind is at your service. For the right price.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Don't pass up on this opportunity, Outlander. I'm worth every coin.
Mafala cloak you.
I've got swords, spells, and a few other tricks up my sleeve. You'll find I'm full of surprises. Then let's be off.
I'm so sorry, Gildis.
Right behind you.
Tell me.
Oh, fine. Go on. Leave me here. When you decide to return to your senses, you know where to find me. I was enjoying our travels together before we parted company. I'd be happy to rejoin you for no charge, if you're interested. It's been a while, Outlander. Looking to unleash some havoc across Tamriel again? I lived in the Grey Quarter of Windhelm for years. It's a wretched place full of bitter Dunmer. Let's be done here quickly. So this is the fabled College of Winterhold. Amazing. The Pale reminds me of the northern part of Solstheim, rife with freezing cold weather and full of unfriendly creatures. Ugh, what a wretched place. Who would build a town in the middle of a swamp? Solitude, home to the East Empire Company. The heartless bastards. Can you imagine what Markarth must have looked like when the dwarves were living here? I can't even begin to imagine. I can't believe how carelessly the dead are buried here. I can't imagine my body just rotting away like that. Riverwood looks peaceful. If I had to settle in Skyrim, this might be the place I'd choose. Whiterun, the pride of Skyrim. Doesn't look like much to me. Now Blacklight, on the other hand, that's a proper city. So, this is Riften. Glover Mallory told me a good deal about the place. It looks exactly as I'd pictured. You may want to be careful down here. The Thieves' Guild makes the Ratway its home. Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I'm right with you. I've spent enough time on Solstheim to last a lifetime. I'm not sure why House Redoran is so insistent on maintaining Solstheim. Seems like more trouble than it's worth. Hope we don't run into too many ash spawn out here. Damn bandits are worse than the vermin that infest the ash wastes back home. What in the... I can't believe you do that on purpose. Lead on. That isn't right. That can't be good for you. I grew up in the city of Blacklight in Morrowind. If you ever get the chance, you should visit there. It's spectacular. I was briefly in the employ of an orc warrior once. I had to quit because he refused to bathe. Disgusting. Vampires are wretched beings, feeding off others the way they do. It's disgusting. Oh, the stench. We must be nearing a giant's home. There are restless dead about. I suggest we proceed with caution. Despite the foul beings that infest this place, I'm certain we'll find plenty of wealth to make it worth our time. Warlocks practice all sorts of foul sorcery. We should proceed with caution. Careful. It looks like something's lived here recently. Spriggan are loathsome creatures. They summon some of the most benign beings of the forest and bend them to their will. Dragons, eh? Good. I was looking for a challenge. The dwarves were a clever race. I wonder what happened to them. Don't get too far ahead. I hope we don't bump into any Forsworn around here. I heard they're as wild as a pack of beasts. To think the Falmer are loosely related to the Dunmer sends shivers down my spine. Not much of a farm. How did they expect to grow anything in this ash-free soil? What would possess someone to give their allegiance to her scene, only to see their free will taken from them like this? Becoming a hag-raven requires a sacrifice to their foul deity. Show them no mercy before we become one of the victims. I never fancied becoming a miner. Didn't want to spend the rest of my days cracking rocks. I'm glad that I'm finally traveling with someone who seems competent. My last patron was killed trying to tackle an entire fort of bandits alone. Nice place you have here. I never knew you were so wealthy. Long story, but I don't see the harm in sharing it with you. My last patron was a true Nord. He was dressed in animal skins, had tattoos on his face. A real traditional type, if you know what I mean. He had an insatiable bloodlust and was extremely stubborn. One of the toughest employers I've ever had. Simple. He paid well. Very well. Anyway, we'd just cleared a ruined fort somewhere outside of Whiterun, and when we got outside, we saw one of them galloping away on horseback. Well, my boss wasn't about to let him get away, so we pursued. On foot. For 3 days. Until we ended up tracking him to one of the largest bandit encampments I'd ever seen. My patron took one look at me and made the most menacing grin I'd ever seen. At that moment, I knew I'd never see him again. No amount of money would ever be worth that kind of death. Lead on! What's our next move? Lead on! You ready to get going? About time. Let's go. You ready to get going? Make it quick. I don't like this waiting game. You ready to get going? You better not be gone long. What do you have in mind? What did you need? That's not going to happen. Anything else? What do you have in mind? What did you need? Did you still want me to help you or not?
By Dagon's eyes, you'll pay for that! See it, you're an ugly one.
Come and face the force.
I'll send your soul as a gift to both of you. Oh,
Good enough.
you'll have to do better than that. Filthy Enwa! Filthy Enwa! Lucky hit! I'm gonna push you down. Come on, let's see what you got. I'm on your side! No! What are you doing? No! What are you doing? You got... Hey! Careful! Watch it! Die, Edward! I'm on your side! Filthy Enwa!
That takes care of that. We'll have that, Dawnguard, and there's nothing